What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Race. There were a lot of hidden references in the latest Tim Burton creation, from Wednesday and Pugsley's introduction that felt something like we've seen to the raining blood scene and even some references to Tim Burton's movies. Let's take a look back at everything we missed in the Addams Family spin-off. As the most popular and successful Netflix project of 2022, Wednesday took the world by storm and broke records in its first week of release. For those who forgot, the show was released on the 23rd of November. Unlike the previous screen adaptations, the Netflix series focuses on the iconic Addams Family member Wednesday, played by the very talented Jenna Ortega. In the series, we follow her journey at Nevermore Academy while she serves as a detective, trying to find out who the killer in the town of Jericho is. My theory is that we're going to see Wednesday's entire 4-year journey in Nevermore, meaning that we hope to see at least 3 more seasons of the much addictive series. Hopefully, Netflix will renew the series for 2 more installments. With such a great cast ensemble including Morticia, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Louise Guzmán, Wednesday has the potential for more than one follow-up. Even though most of you binge-watch shows for the second time, there's a big chance you didn't notice the number of Easter eggs in the series. Let's start off with the Gargoyles in the quad. Did you guys know there are references to various characters? Okay, I had no idea about this, but I was so impressed when I found out that the creators spent so much time paying attention to every detail in the series. The production designer, Mark, revealed an incredible secret while discussing the series with Variety and Tundum, telling the Gargoyles at Nevermore Academy reference and represent different characters in the show. In his own words, they designed them to represent the different groups within the schools. So, there are vampires and gorgons and sirens, and believe it or not, there's a big plot point hidden in there. At least that's what he told Variety. Does this mean we can guess the plot only by looking at the Gargoyles? I guess so. Now, let's move on to Pugsley's introduction, shall we?
Don't be a baby. I know what I'm doing.
Millennials may have noticed this amazing detail. In the very first episode of the series, Wednesday discovers Pugsley has been bullied, and the school bullies locked him in the locker. Pugsley, played by Isaac, is tied up with a red string with an apple in his mouth. For those of you not familiar, this is a reference to the 1991 The Addams Family. In the film, Pugsley is introduced the same way, tied up with an apple in his mouth. In the film, however, Wednesday is seen as the bully. She's shooting an arrow at him. Damn, Christina Ricci was a great Wednesday. Don't you agree? Another thing almost everyone missed is Joel Glicker's spirit.
Shit. Wednesday, we need to go. Wednesday, come on.
In Addams Family Values, Wednesday is sent to summer camp when she becomes friends with the outcast Joel Glicker, played by David. Joel is quite nerdy. He uses an inhaler and wears glasses. The two become very close over time, and in the very end, they even share a kiss. To be honest, Joey is still one of my favorite characters. Now, back to the series. In this adaptation, Wednesday becomes friends with Eugene Ottinger, played by Musa Mustafa, an outcast with no friends who starts a beat club that no one else joins. If you think about it, Joel and Eugene share a lot of similarities. Eugene also wears glasses and has no friends. But there's also Rowan, a person who uses an inhaler and wears glasses. 2 features quite similar to those of Joel. Wednesday doesn't kiss any of these guys, but she does share a kiss with Tyler near the end of the season. It looks like the creators wanted us to see Joel in all of these 3 characters. Isn't that amazing? Now, let's get into more details regarding the blood scene. On the night of the Raven Dance, a group of normies fills a truck with red paint that they empty into the sprinkler system and release onto the students of Nevermore. They knew most of the students would be dressed in white. During the scene, viewers can't help but notice that Wednesday is the only one that enjoys the prank. In fact, she's a bit disappointed that it's not pig's blood released onto the students of Nevermore. Per a report by Netflix, you need to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Okay, seriously, some fans noticed that this scene is quite similar to the one with Wednesday and Pugsley when they were an elementary school talent show. During this event, the 2 sprayed fake blood onto the audience. Yes, their own blood. In fact, this is blood they spray from the wounds they get during their performance. But have you noticed the 2 snaps? Okay, I have to admit I got goosebumps when Wednesday finally used the 2 snaps. However, there were some fans who haven't seen any of the previous Addams Family adaptations before. In the first installment, Wednesday discovers the secret passageway to the Nightshade's meeting place. She realizes she needs to snap 2 times in order to get there. The 2 snaps originate from the Addams Family theme song. But what about Morticia and her roses? Wednesday and her mother have a complicated relationship in the series. In one episode, the titular character is seen stalking her mother when she sees Morticia visiting the grave of the man she thought she'd killed. Then Morticia removes the head of the rose she brought before placing the stem on the grave. In the previous Addams Family adaptations, Morticia always cuts off the head of her roses in order for them to look more beautiful. Now, let's get into all of those Tim Burton movie references, shall we? In an aforementioned interview with Variety and Netflix's Addams, production designer Mark revealed many mind-blowing secrets. Interestingly enough, he said there are several references in the show's sets. Most of them can be seen in the town of Jericho. As Mark said, a lot of the shot fronts in the town of Jericho were stolen right out of the Chaz Addams cartoons. For instance, there's a floor shop, a cobbler shop, and a thrift store. Aside from the references to the original Addams Family cartoons, the names of the showrunners, Miles and Alfred, appear on the window of Wednesday's therapist's office. Okay, anyone who noticed this deserves to be given an award. I mean, how do people notice these things? Thankfully, the show's been renewed for yet another season, and hopefully the creators will do some follow-up as great as its predecessor. Before we continue with more Easter eggs and hidden references, tell us what you loved most about Wednesday. Are there some things you would change in the series? Is there something you didn't like? Also, make sure to share your own theories about the plot for season 2. Maybe we'll use them for our next video. Now, remember when Wednesday watched Legally Blonde? When Tyler takes Wednesday to a movie date, we expect him to choose some terrifying movie. And he did. The two end up watching Legally Blonde. Tyler finds this film to be perfect for Wednesday. She's quite different compared to the lead character in Legally Blonde. This particular scene is a reference to the scene when Joel Pugsley and Wednesday were forced to watch Annie at Camp Chippewa. So what was all that grave digging about? There has to be some hidden meaning behind it, right? The Addams family members find grave digging to be one of the most enjoyable activities. In fact, all of the Addams family members have taken a particular interest in this activity in the past. Per a report by Netflix, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. In the Netflix adaptation, viewers can see Wednesday digging up the grave of Garrett Gates for evidence that would give her father the free out-of-jail card. Morticia, her mother, sees this and joins her daughter, remembering the first time Wednesday was introduced to grave digging. We'll see you in the next video.